A man is found murdered on a Sunday morning.
Call the police.
Well, hold on.
A Sunday morning?
The next line. His wife calls the police. So you're already there. You're already doing the first half of this riddle. Who question the wife and the staff. There's a staff apparently. And are given the following alibis. The wife says she was sleeping. The butler was cleaning the closet. The gardener was picking vegetables. The maid was getting the mail. And the cook was preparing breakfast. Immediately, the police arrest the murderer. Who did it? And how did the police know?
Could you
I feel
read
like
it
they
again?
all could have just said, just doing my job.
Well, what all of them technically said was, squawk, it's a living. And then they went about like picking vegetables or whatever.
Was putting dishes.
Oh, I should have put this as a Flintstone riddle. Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait. Read it again. I think I know it.
Well, no, then it'll give it away.
Okay. Wait, read it again.
So the wife
I
was
know it.
sleeping.
So a man is found murdered on a Sunday morning.
Just read what everyone was doing.
His wife calls the police, who question the wife and the staff and are given the following alibis. The wife says she was sleeping. The butler was cleaning the closet. The gardener was picking vegetables. The maid was getting the mail, and the cook was preparing breakfast.
I know it. Do you know it?
No. Oh, the cook did it because on a Sunday morning you would prepare brunch.
Yes, that's true. So it says breakfast here, but we can assume that there was lunch options as well.
Oh, good.
So let's call it brunch. That's probably a misprint.
The maid was getting the mail. How is mail spelled?
MALE.
So she was getting the mail.
And then
she
in
got her
parentheses
revenge.
it says killing the mail.
It was the maid.
Well, there you go.
It was the maid.
It was the maid. Adel, what do you think?
So the maid was getting the mail. It's
M-A-I-L.
a Sunday. There's no mail on Sunday.
Correct, Adel.
It's gotta be
You
the
got
maid.
there. That I didn't even look up the answer to this riddle, but I believe that's correct. Correct, right? Like, I can. Let's look up the answer. There is no mail on Sundays.
I think
is
it would have
the-
been more obvious if it wasn't the maid getting the mail, because that seems a little shoehorned of a job. I wish the wife was getting the mail.
Okay, so this
It
brings
seems
me.
degrading to the maid. What if
This brings me to one of my. Well, hold on. Now this brings me to an interesting segment that I was going to introduce, and that is pick apart this riddle. This segment, we will pick apart why we think that this riddle was a bad riddle. Now, Aaron brings up an interesting point. The wife should have been getting the mail.
Yeah, like I just think that that's not an obvious thing for a maid to be doing, and that was the immediate red flag for me. It would have taken me like a 1 minute longer, maybe, if she wasn't getting the mail.
Do you think maybe we should also change what the gardener was doing?
Yeah, to make it less obvious.
Because the gardener was picking vegetables, which seems pretty one-to-one for a gardener. But
Yeah.
if the maid is getting the mail, maybe the gardener should be like cutting some spaghetti or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that seemed like the least obvious.
if I want to play this interesting game, pick apart, I think the maid might be innocent because, one, depending on what the maid had to do the day before, maybe she didn't get to the mail. And two, doesn't FedEx and UPS deliver on Sunday? Or
That's
Amazon
true.
Prime?
So it says immediately the police arrest the murderer. So the police immediately arrest the maid without really verifying if she had not gotten the mail. Like if she got Friday's mail or something, she got immediately arrested for that? Where's the due process?
Why do you think she killed him?
Okay, it says the man is found
We're going to
murdered
figure
on a
this out
Sunday
in
morning.
a little bit of role play. So, JPC, let's have you play the maid, and Aaron, why don't you be the police officer? I'll also be another police officer because you can never have too many of those.
Cool.
It says
Are
the
you good
police
cop or
arrest
bad
the
cop?
murderer.
I'm going to be the fun cop.
I'll be funner cop, I guess.
Fun cop and fun cop.
I'll be bad cop.
And I am
Okay,
playing the
okay.
maid, but just so everyone knows, it's a Miss Doubtfire situation where I'm trying to win back the affection of my ex-wife. But I also did kill her new husband, Pierce Brosnan.
Great. I'm gonna pooch your maid bit by having the cop sound exactly like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Good Sunday morning to you.
Good Sunday morning to you.
We're so sorry to hear about the murder.
I'm sorry.
There was a murder.
I know. I'm apologizing.
So, what were you doing this Sunday morning?
Well, me, I was getting the mail.
Gardner was doing something with the vegetables.
Yes, and the murder was the cause of death was a drive-by fruiting.
Are fruits vegetables to you?
Tomatoes.
So you think tomatoes are both vegetables and fruit?
I'm a cop, not a fruit scientist.
And we're all women, right?
Well, I'm wearing a pie. I put my face in a pie, but yes, I'm a woman.
I'm a man dressed as a woman, doing an impression of a woman.
You did it. You killed the person. Because the mail is only coming and not on Sundays.
Squawk, it's a living. And scene.